Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beast All Generation episode number 132. I'm Adam and today we got the fourth to last fight in round 3. We got two beasts fighting out for one of those last spots in round 4. With 4 spots left to give out, only one of these two are going to get one of those spots. Both of these beasts are, were in the new generation tournament. One died in round 3, I believe, and the other died in round 4. So they both had quite deep runs into the tournament. And one died by the runner-up of the new generation tournament. The other died by a semi-finalist in the new generation tournament. But with both of them being book 4 books of their respective season, and with their abilities being quite good for what they are, I think it's fitting that these beasts had their battle at the end of this round, as it's one of the most interesting sounding battles. So with that, introducing the beasts, representing Series 19, the Kingdom of Dragons, the last beast standing of that series, we have Strytor, the Skeleton Dragon. His comrades died through round 2 and round 3, with Korvax and Vetrix dying in round 2 and Quag dying earlier this round by the claws of Pesserix. But will Strytor be joining his comrades, or will he actually make it to round 4 this time? And his opponent, representing Series 26, the Four Masters, not the last beast standing, but one of the last 2 books left of that season that are alive. It is book number 4, Kyron, Lord of Fire. So with this matchup, we got a dragon versus a centaur. Brilliant! I like this matchup. I really do. Now, only one of these books actually has a bio, so that's Strytor. So no bio for Kyron, but we do have abilities for both of them. So that's good, I guess. So starting off with Strytor the Skeleton Dragon. This beast forms himself out of a pile of bones right before Tom and Alina's eyes. He takes the form of a vast skeletal dragon, glowing a hideous white against the night sky. Questers can see his fiery breath forming in his hollow belly, but are usually powerless to save themselves from his blast. Age 301. Power 282, magic level 188, fright factor 94, size 326. Powers and abilities: flight, fire manipulation and breath. Strytor can create a white hot ball of flame in his hollow chest at will. The ball of flame is lethal even inside his chest and can be launched from his mouth in the form of a jet of flames hot enough to incinerate Jezrin. Disassembly and limited camouflage. Strytor is able to disassemble his body to blend in with a pile of bones. Resurrection and reformation. Strytor has the ability to resurrect himself and reform his body whenever he's destroyed. Resurrection is banned from this tournament, so no ability there. Reanimation. Strytor can reanimate the bones that cover the plane of bones into his own minions. Natural weaponry. Strytor has sharp claws and fangs. He also uses his tail as well, so good on him. Enhanced durability. Strytor has enhanced durability enough to resist an arrow to a shoulder blade and a sword strike to the skull. Minions are the reanimated skeletons. No, we're not going to have any of those. And weaknesses is incapacitation. Strytor collapses after enough damage, incapacitating him for a short period of time. Now moving on to Kyron, we got flight, enhanced strength, weapon mastery, speech, and magic. The magic is fire related, and the sword can also do fire related ranged attacks. So fire magic, Lord of Fire. He has pretty much access to any fire ability, which I am making sure he has. He also has heat and lava resistance. I'm making sure he has that. Equipment is the sword. So, yep. And weaknesses is bifurcation. Bifurcation. If diffusion is split in half from where the two beans meet, They are separated. Zargon turning to dust and Kyron returning to his good form. Okay. So that's... Well, I can't do that, right? There we are. So that is the matchup here. We got Skeleton Dragon versus the Lord of Fire. The battle will be... Yeah, there's really no other place to put it. It's going to be at Stonewind Volcano. And if there was a better place for it, then I'm sorry that I'm not doing it. But Stonewind Volcano is honestly the perfect place for this battle to be. So, with that being said, let's get into the fight. As we open up on Stonewind Volcano, Kyron bursts out of the volcano and just stands at the tip of the volcano staring down onto Avantia, having the height advantage to where no one can sneak up on him. And as he's looking around, he sees a silhouette flying to him in the distance, but the silhouette seems a bit weird, almost like you can see through parts of it. Kyron wanted nothing to do with it, and thinking it's just a bird, decides to show off his strength to any beast watching. He swings his sword into an arc of fire, shooting straight towards this silhouette. It hits the silhouette directly, igniting a flame burst coming from it, but the silhouette just flies right through it. Kyron, confused by this, turns around fully to see this silhouette, and is greeted by a loud roar coming from the silhouette. Once the silhouette got closer, it's revealed to be Strytor, the skeleton dragon, who lands on the other side of the volcano. He roars at Kyron. Kyron, thinking nothing of it, spreads his wings in a kind of dominant intimidation strategy fashion and swings his sword into a circle, shooting a circle of fire directly towards Strytor. Strytor, using his claws, slashes right through the circle and it bursts around him, but Strytor doesn't feel a thing. Kyron says, "You may be able to resist my fire, but you're still not going to win this battle. I am a master of combat." Strytor says, "Well, you can definitely shoot a cute little fireball, but let me show you a real fireball." He builds up fire inside his stomach and shoots a scorching white hot fireball straight towards Kyron. Kyron lifts up his sword and slashes it in half and is blasted by the blast of it, not the heat but the blast from it. He loses his balance and falls off the volcano, landing a little bit of the way down. He flies back up to the top of the volcano and responds back saying, "Well, your fireball's really impressive, but you're still not gonna win. I am the master." Strytor cuts him off. "Yes, the master of combat, we know. Let's get down to business." Strytor takes off and charges straight towards Kyron as Kyron does the same. They collide into each other. Kyron using his sword to slash through and try and slash Strytor's face, causing a scorch mark, I guess, to appear on Strytor's face. Strytor lifts up his claws to slash at Kyron, scratching his chest. Kyron roars in pain and using his fist holds Strytor's wrist in place, lifts up his sword and slashes right through it, detaching one of Strytor's front claws. He then throws it into the volcano and looks at the dragon and says, "Go fetch it." Strytor grabs Kyron by the torso, by the torso of his other claw, and says, "How about we both go and fetch it?" Strytor then dives down into the lava, taking Kyron with him, and releases his grip of Kyron. And before Kyron can do anything, Strytor lifts up his claw and slashes at one of Kyron's wings, causing 3 gash marks to appear in the wings. Strytor then dives down to the bottom of the volcano, grabbing on to finding his claw, reattaching it, and making his way back to Kyron, pretending he still doesn't have it. Slashing, stabbing at Kyron with his claws and biting on him. Kyron's fighting back with his sword, and right before he's about to slash at Strytor's neck, he he feels like something stops his momentum. That is Strytor's other claw. Strytor says to Kyron, saying, "Oh look, we got my claw. Thank you for the help. I'll take that sword from you." So, holding onto the blade with one claw, Strytor lifts up his other claw and scratches at Kyron's wrist, causing him to let go of the sword. Strytor takes the sword and flies out of the volcano and chucks the sword into the air from his claws and using his tail batters it to the other side of the kingdom of Avantia. Kyron comes out of the volcano to see it go flying away, but can't go after it because his wings are injured. He can't fly straight, so he won't be as fast. Strytor responds back to Kyron saying, "What, you said you're the master of combat, so that means you should be good without your sword as well." Kyron in anger charges towards Strytor and goes to tackle Strytor. Strytor lifts up his tail and batters Kyron down on the horseback of him, knocking him down to his knees. And Strytor bites down onto Kyron's human chest with his head in his mouth. He conjures up a ball of fire and breathes it right onto Kyron point blank, blowing Kyron down into the volcano again. Strytor rolls into the volcano following suit and, using his claws, pins Kyron down by the chest and horse sides, stretching him out fully at the bottom of the volcano. Strytor then bites down onto the joint between Kyron and Strytor. No, between the human part of Kyron and the horse part of Kyron. He bites down onto it. Kyron roars in pain as he gets torn completely in half from that joint area. The horse part of Kyron starts to grow back his head, her head, and reverts back to the good form, but still lost, whilst the human side just burns to a crisp in the volcano and turns to dust. Strytor emerges from the volcano with the horse of Kyron, and Kyron, the horse, makes his way back to his realm because he has nothing to do with this tournament. He's left alone. Strytor roars into the Avantian sun in victory and sets his eyes for his next destination, the combat arena. So that Strytor's won, Kyron's lost. If you think Kyron should have won, please comment below what you think that. How are my words final, and Strytor's moving on to the next round. Right, I gave Strytor the victory here because, one, hands down a better beast by a mile between these two. But it's also a case that Kyron, yes, he has a bunch of fire-related abilities that he can use at his disposal. But against a dragon, which breathes fire, so obviously has a fire immunity as well, that his best ability just became the most useless ability to have against a beast like that. I mean, yeah, there are cases in which Kyron could have gone against a fire-related beast and win without having to use his fire abilities, but you're going against a dragon, which is probably 2 times, 3 times, if you're really unlucky, size. Not to mention, Strytor has the vast amount of battle experience to back up his game to where he can easily take care of Kyron, treats him like a plaything, I guess, and that's pretty much what Strytor does. He just kind of toys with Kyron. But with that, Strytor's won, Kyron's lost, and with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.